Hello everyone and welcome back to Orange Studios. In today's tutorial we are going to do another episode of the Vals Day package. So we've been doing some series of flyers that can possibly be used for events this Vals Day. And so let's jump in by starting with a perfect square like we've done for the previous flyers. So we are going to work with 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. And the resolution is set to 300 pixels per inch. RGB is the color mode and every other thing is okay. So let's jump in. Now to start with, we are going to create a square over the canvas area. We're going to draw the shape over the canvas area and then pick a color that will work for the project we are working on. So we are going to edit the color and then pick this particular color here. So we are working with this color. The next thing we are going to do is to drop in an image, and this is the image we are going to drop in, this particular one here. So let's drop it here, stretch to make it fit the background or the canvas area like so, and we are okay. Alright, so now we are going to change the blend mode for this particular picture here from normal to soft light like this. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is to create a new layer. I'm going to take this layer below this one and create a gradient. So select this, pick a black and white gradient, okay, and then make sure you've selected the radial. Select this one. This is linear, this is radial, and so on and so forth. So select this one. Try as much as you can to hit the center of the canvas area. You don't need to be perfect, so this is okay. Stretch out, then you have this. Alright, so we are going to change the blend mode for the new layer, which is the gradient layer, from normal to multiply. We are doing this because we want to kind of create a vignette around the background we are creating. So we turn it off before and after. Alright, so now let's put all of this in a group and call it background. And before we move on, we want to kind of give this one some blur effect. It's too sharp in the background, so move over to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, then make it a little blur. Wow, this is okay. So now we can move on. The next most important thing is the title of the event. What is the flyer about? And once we are done with this, the rest is to put in the text layout, as the information, the logo, and we are done. So let's start with love. Say it's a love feast. So now I'm going to change the font type for this from Gotham Ultra to this one, Bavista, and then I'm going to delete the 0 or the O, give it some space. Alright, so from italic to normal, like so. Then I'm going to drop in this image here. Alright, so let's go back. Yep. So we are replacing the O with the symbol, the love symbol or the heart symbol. Let's take this behind the text. Okay, like so, and then push this somewhere here. So it means we have to close the gap a little bit more. That's fine. So let's take this. Let's move it this way. Yeah, like this is okay. Select both. Somewhere here. And now what I'm going to do is to max out some parts of the letters. So I want to make sure the L is behind this particular one, but this one is on top. So let's apply some drop down shadow to the text first. Okay, not too loud, something simple and soft. This should be fine. This should be fine. Okay, so now let's apply a layer mask to the text. So that's it. Activate the brush tool. Alright, the brush tool. What you're going to do is to carefully mask out this part of the letter. So you're going to change it from white to black so that you can mask it out. And then we are going to use yes, this is okay. Let's reduce the opacity and then try and create something that will soften the mask. So now you can erase into. So first of all, the high opacity will clean the one that is here. Then when you reduce the opacity, try to fade this one out small. So now it's kind of looking like there's a shadow on the letter. That's the illusion we want to create. Okay, so you take your time and hit it as much as possible. So now it looks like there's a shadow when we go back. But that's all we wanted to create. The love icon is falling too much into the background, so I'm going to use the simple trick. Double click on the side, the layer styles will pop out. Then we're going to add an inner glow. So let me zoom in and we can have a look. So inner glow, you realize it gives you this white border. That's all we wanted. So you can increase the size, right? And maybe the opacity will come down just a little. Yeah, so this is fine. So that it stands out from the background. Then we add a little drop down shadow to further separate it from the background. Let's increase the size a little bit and the opacity a little bit. Yep. So it stands out from the background very well. Okay. You can choose to add let's say an outer glow, which might not be necessary, but well, kind of softens it. So you just reduce the opacity here so that it doesn't become too strong. That's fine. Well, we are almost done with the title. So pay attention. This is what we wanted to achieve with the title. The next thing is love feast. So let's type out the feast. Well, this is nice. We can stick to this font. Right, and stick to this font, and it's not bad, right? But we can do something a little different. So we are going to go back to the font choice and use this one. Then we are going to pick a different color from what we have here, which is something like this would be fine. Good. So let's take it back behind this. Let's close this layer, zoom in so we can see what we are doing, and then reduce the size a little, the feast size. Yeah, like this. This is fine. So with this done, all right, our title is almost complete. You can try and then mask out the L, part of the L, so that it looks like the F goes through the L behind the back. That's if you wanted to do that, not necessary, but if you wanted to do that. Okay, and then let's put all of this into the group. Call it title. Now, the aim for this particular tutorial is to help you do a simple but straightforward flyer. So what matters is the title. The rest is to drop in the venue, time and date, and then the logo. Your flyer is done. It's complete. So to do that, the next thing we are going to do is to add the logo, and it's this simple. So there we have it. And what you want to do is to make sure it's centered. So we've centered it here. And the next thing I'm going to add is the text layout, which is already done now. My intention for this tutorial is to just guide you on how to create this simple background and kind of play around the love, where the feast, and how to put the text together. I'm doing this to keep it very short so you can quickly run through something and then do a flyer for someone. So I'm going to add the info layout and it will be this quick. And there you have it. So I'll quickly work on this so that you have an idea of how it is done. Then we can zoom out and see how the work looks. So this is at 14. You type out the word 14, the letter or the number 14. I use this obviously. Okay. What you're going to do is to, let me increase the size. What you're going to do is to move over here, right click, double click on the right side of the layer, and then the layer style will pop out. So what you're doing is to add a stroke. You set the stroke to center, which is this one. Let's change the color to white so you can see something different. Alright. Then what you now do after you change the color to what you want is to move over to blending options, and then the fill opacity is what you want to turn off, and that's how we achieve the hollow one. So with this, wherever you take it, okay, the background will show. Alright, so that's how it is achieved. Now let's zoom out so we see what we have here. There you go. This is a simple way to put a love feast flyer together. The background is obviously a dinner setting. You don't want it too loud. This is fine. Okay, so there we go. This brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I hope it was very helpful. If it was, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to this channel. And if you have any question, kindly leave that in the comment section and I'll respond. Have a good time.